Okay, so after a considerable break, we're back to doing the read. The eclipse got over day before yesterday, but these guys got back last night. So I've spoken with them a little bit last night. I told them I'll do a read today, but in the last few days, got busy doing things around my home, which otherwise I've been ignoring. So, anyway. So it's been a little difficult getting back to the read, but now I'm back over here. I'm not going to do the timestamp as of now, but it is around 3:30 in the afternoon. Okay, so it is a late read. I have already checked with them the topic, and in fact I've kept them waiting also, which is not right. But I just need to finish some stuff as well. Okay, so we're in transition mode from what we've been doing around our home and the read as well. So let me check. The camera is on. Is anyone around over here? I took a little while, but it's a little transition time. Once I start something, I really don't like ending it or putting it to a close unless absolutely necessary. So I'm still kind of in two places. One, putting things in place around my home, whatever that's long overdue, and on the other hand, getting back to these reads. I also understand you tell me that the bunch of people who have to reincarnate in some form, you say it is in the animal form, pets for people, various types. You say that's slated for next month, within the next 10 to 20 days is what you said. Okay, now I saw the movie called Billionaire Bunker. It had uncanny resemblance of some actors, actresses, even all of them are named as Spanish actors, actresses. Nick, Nixie, Nickel. For whatever reason, I was reminded of them, as well as NIKHILADVANI. One of the ladies reminded me of Zinta or then Nita Ambani, a cross between the two. One man reminded me of Gopal the watchman, and another man reminded me of Jay Shetty, converged with maybe Vivek Kumar, except that the height does not match. Now, do you want to discuss the Billionaire Bunker in this read? So, Nikhil Advani, as we were teenagers, used to laugh a lot and used to find it very funny. He used to look at the tip of his nose. So he goes squint on purpose and looks at the tip of his nose, and we all laugh. So they did that in Billionaire Bunker, but then that is signature to Nikhil Advani, who we were growing up with. There's one version of Nikhil Advani that I said is slightly in one eye squint. But here there is a guy who is slightly squint, and he reminds me only because of the squint and looking cross-eyed at the tip of the nose, which is what all of us used to, kind of laugh about. Not insulting anybody else, but just making funny faces amongst ourselves. So, is the boy who has a slight squint in one eye, has he ever shapeshifted for Mr. Nikhil Advani? I want to know. I can show you the photo. I want to understand all the crew members who have acted in Billionaire Bunker. Are they all still in the human body? I gave you a little time to just check if they're all okay. Have any of them been taken underground? and replaced out in society by a replica? Keeping Nikhil Advani aside and Nixie Nickel, any of the other actors have been replaced by somebody else? Have any of the actors been murdered not in the movie but while on the sets, or pulled off to be murdered from the sets? Has anybody since the shooting to today been murdered? So nobody from the shooting till today has been murdered? Okay. Has anybody from the time they started shooting till today, the cast of Billionaire Bunker, has anybody been removed while they were the crew? Actors, actresses working on that movie, has anybody during the shooting been taken underground, forcefully pulled off the grid, taken underground and replaced above the ground? Are there people in that group of people who have shapeshifted for other people who were rich in the past? So wearing the face, wearing the identity of some people who are rich, have some of these actor actresses done that in the past? Have some of the actor actresses in Billionaire Bunker, who you say have shapeshifted for rich people, have any of them or a few of them been involved in criminal activities against the originals? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go face by face by face. You can tell me if it is a victim or a villain. First, we will decide whether that is the original by birth, who he says he is or she says she is, whether they affected the original, whether they shapeshifted for rich people, and then whether they harmed the rich people. So there are 4 questions. Whether who they say they are is by birth. Second is who they say they are shapeshifted for rich people. Who they say they are harm the rich people. Who they say they are different by birth and they have taken the actor's identity. So the actor itself, shape-shifting for rich people, harming the actor itself if it's an original by birth and then replaced by somebody else, and then harming the rich person who they shape-shifted for. So we go with key identities. Okay. This is the first actress we're looking at. She reminded me of Nita Ambani. Her name is Miren Ibar Guren. तो यहाँ पे जो है आइबार तो है ना इंडिया के अंदर, इन बैंगलोर. So anyway, Ibar, Ibar, Gurin. You were talking about Gurlina, Gurlina कोई बोल रही थी तो Miren. Okay. So anyway, this is the first one. We just ask victim. Okay, darling, what's on my screen? Miren Ibar Guren. Ibar Guren. Okay. The lady is what? Born by womb, and she is who she says she is. She's the original. She's still in the human body. Has she shapeshifted for any of the rich people? Okay, then we'll just move on. If she's okay and she says who she is, we just move on to the next one. Okay, this Joa Cohen Furel or Furiel from Argentina. Need to ask about him. Other photos of him. He reminds me of Vivek Kumar, जो हमने तुमको बोला है ना, ऐसे ही दिखता है कुछ. But he's very short. This one's supposed to be how much? 5 feet 10 inches. Vivek Kumar will not be more than 5 feet 6-7 inches. उतना ही उसका हाइट है. Here he's kind of doing the same thing Salman Khan 2012 did, sleeping on the couch and giving answers. ये वही कर रहा है. केजो का जो शो था. Okay, other photos. Okay, the actor that I just showed you, he is what? By birth, who he says he is? Does he shapeshift for rich men, stand in for rich people of other identities? He is in the shapeshifting business for other identities. Is he a victim? Do you call this man a victim? Is that man a villain? Would you classify him as a villain? Okay, is he a married man? Is he legally married as of now? Is this his first marriage? Is this his second marriage? Is this his third marriage? Is it, are you trying to say it is, okay. It's his third relationship like a marriage? It's called living in. Has he been divorced in the past? Has this boy shapeshifted for Salman Khan, SKF? Is he connected with SKF, RKF, those kind of RK, that kind of stuff? So has he shapeshifted in the Bollywood industry is my question. Other than shapeshifting for foreigners also, means the Western world. Has he shapeshifted in the Western world? Has he shapeshifted in the Indian Bollywood industry? For key people in the Indian Bollywood industry? Did he ever shapeshift for Vivek Kumar even for a little while at Fort Jaswal? Has he shapeshifted for Jay Shetty ever? But there's a problem with the height, because Vivek Kumar's height is only 5'7", not more than 5'7", 5'8". He's relatively short. And he's a very sweet young boy. He's quite childish actually. He's like a youngster. Is Vivek Kumar and this boy, have they worked on the same person together ever? Is there an overlap between the two? Okay, tell me one thing. Do these people know NICKEL? Do they know Nixie, NIXI? Do they know NIK? Were they friends with NIKHILADVANI ever? Are they the same network that did damage to NIKHILADVANI, taking him underground? Is it their network that has done this? Okay, when these guys have shapeshifted for rich men, has this guy shapeshifted for rich men? Influential, resourceful men? Have they shapeshifted for influential, resourceful men? What I want to understand is, have they stolen from the resourceful rich men? Is this the network that does the stealing? Is this the network that does the stealing? Have they shapeshifted at United Breweries? Has this network ever shapeshifted at the brewery house? Mala's home, Mala Bhavnani's home? Have they ever crossed paths with Mala Bhavnani in some form or the other? Are they worthy of being questioned by the authorities for solving further crime of a very high order? Is my question. Also, are they involved in activities of sound played at other people's homes to cover crime? Which means they divert the investigators, throw them off the scent by making sounds and smell. So whoever's listening into crime gets sent to a different direction completely, while these people are busy stealing somewhere else. So should they be questioned? Also, when it comes to Bezos' scam and whatever happened to Bezos and Bezos' wife, is Mr. Bezos, Mr. Jeff Bezos, and his wife Scott McKinsey still in the human body? So Mr. Jeff Bezos' company Amazon.com got put into somebody else's hands. Is that connected with stuff that is dangerous and dangerous for world welfare? The resources are being used against humanity's welfare, or that's the plan? Does it require an investigation from the authorities? Question is this boy also connected with that which did the hoodwinking of Mr. Jeff Bezos, then of his wife, and then transferring the company's assets to hands that, as I mentioned earlier, are a little they're not a little detrimental, they're quite dangerous to the world welfare. This is the same nexus. This is not the same nexus. That nexus makes these people, these guys report to that nexus in some way, doing some part of the work. So these guys primarily work on cue and on direction and on instructions. Their bosses, you can find out from them who gives them the instructions to link it back to where the scrap's coming from. Okay. Alright. Okay, so this is looking like Nixie Nickel. One of them. Anyway, we will ask the pendulum. Except the mole is on his cheek is not there with Nikhil Advani. He's a cross between Nixie Nickel and Rohan Bhojwani. Okay, he's a cross between two people, except that Rohan Bhojwani's chin is a little different. His eyes also a little different. But more or less this look. And he's not squint. Okay, another photo here. He is not looking like anyone I know, but still we're just keeping it for the record. Okay, if I can ask you about who we saw just now. That boy, has he ever shapeshifted for Mr. Nikhil Advani in his entire life? Has he ever shapeshifted during these? Nikhil would today be 51 years old. Has he ever shapeshifted for Nikhil Advani? NIKHILADVANI. Has he ever been Nikhil Advani, whose photo we just showed? Now, I want to understand, is that the beast? Is he the beast? No, not in the movie Billionaire Bunker, but in real life, is he the beast? In real life, is that boy the beast? Does he work for the beast? Does he know the beast? Has he ever crossed paths with the beast? He has crossed paths with the beast. This boy who I just showed you right now, is he dark skinned? The beast that we're talking about, is he dark skinned? Is he tan skin? If not dark, but is he tan skin? The beast, is he tan skin? So which means he's brown or darker than brown. This boy who I showed you right now, is he, the boy that I showed you right now, is he a villain? The boy I showed you right now, is he a victim? He's a victim. He's a villain. So you're saying they're good and bad. Have they done any grabbing of anything not belonging to them? Have they taken things that are not theirs? Is it legal stuff that they have done to take things that are not theirs? Have they done so legally, and is it gifted to them by people who wish to gift it to them? When you are shape-shifting for somebody, you will probably, with their face, you will probably use stuff for that time while you are shape-shifting for someone. So I'm not asking about while they're shape-shifting for somebody and using their, apartment or car, pretending to be them. I'm saying outside of it, have they taken things that are not theirs? Other than what their contract says, while they're shape-shifting, what they can use, and how they can pretend to be whatever the hell they're shape-shifting for. Over and above that, have they taken things illegally of the founder or the owner, the actual owner of those items, property, money, cash, whatever be the case? So they have grabbed assets that way. If not assets, then some component belonging to somebody else. They have taken stuff that way. Okay, this guy should be questioned by the authorities. They keep calling it Illuminati. So is this the work of the Illuminati? Illuminati is hiding in my body, but you called... Is Illuminati hiding in my body? Would you call it Illuminati hiding under my right side shoulder? You said it is a terrorist hiding under my right side shoulder. Has this human being, whether man or woman, and their network, have they shape-shifted in position of very key people, and maybe some people who are part of the Illuminati? Have they done that? Between being Illuminati and being terrorist, which one would you give it? Illuminati? Would you call this hiding under my body making all the noise Illuminati? Would you call it Illuminati? Would it have more credence being terrorist for biotech war? This, what you're saying, terrorists for biotech war, has been shapeshifting for the Illuminati, within the Illuminati, pretending to be Illuminati, rightfully with their own identity and their own birth, without taking other people's identity. Would they be fit for the Illuminati? I'm digging my nose. It's not called wipe my helper. You illiterate. No, I'm not digging my nose. I just had to be obnoxious because I don't like your energy. When you dig your nose, it's with one finger. But that's not what I'm doing. So wipe. What did you say? Wipe my helper. If you want, you'll come to know. Don't talk shit. Understand? Sala. Okay, so with their own identity, they're not fit to be the Illuminati. They've been shape-shifting in the Illuminati. And so the Illuminati primarily gets diluted to states of, I don't know, complete, I think, corrosion. Yeah, this is the new stuff. We're in our just trying to, you have to understand, we're trying to get rid of all this. Just leave the open the door for a little time, and this is what we get. You see? I got cuts in my fingers. It'll go and affect the biometrics. Next person we're asking about is this man. He looks little like the watchman of Fort Jaswell. Okay. But she says no, this man has not shapeshifted for him. Now, there's something else about him. In the movie, this man is shown that he wants to report some economic crime, that some fraud that has happened with him with his money. And he gets murdered on the street. But that is only a shooting. She's saying that he, during the shooting, was really murdered and replaced. So I'm trying to understand whether she is confusing the shoot and the shooting as the murder, or outside of the sets where they have shown him on the streets being murdered, if outside of that shooting, if he really was murdered. Okay? Off camera I checked, she's saying her understanding is off the camera he's been replaced. Okay, to this you say, I need to ask you about this man. This man, is he still in his human body as of today as we speak? Is he in his human form? Has he moved into the afterlife? His name is Carlos Santos or Santo. During the making of Billionaire Bunker, in the movie, in this episodes itself, they show that he is murdered on the sets towards the last episode. Point is it only for camera that he has shown he is murdered? Was it only for the camera and for shooting to show that he was murdered? Has this man been really murdered in real life off the camera without the camera recording it? Has this man been replaced by somebody else? Did the original Carlos Santos or Santo work in the movie of Billionaire Bunker, in the episodes of Billionaire Bunker? By the end of the episode or by the end of the shoot, was he still alive? Was he still in his human body? Has this guy ever shapeshifted for Kabir Gupta ever at Bombay? Has he shapeshifted for anybody I know in India? This man called Carlos. He looks like Gopal a little. So has he shapeshifted for anybody in India? This man was murdered for what? Was this man murdered in real? Okay, I want to ask you one thing. Any of the people working in these movies are intelligence agents? On Netflix, especially in this Billionaire Bunker, any of them are agents, special agents or agents for whichever country they come from? Which means, are they spies and agents? Chalu chikus. They're agents? So they are killing each other in the making of movies. Anyway, are they going to find the criminals quickly? I'm getting tired of them. Okay, fine. Now, can we close this topic since we've asked all the questions? Okay. Tomorrow, I will bring my photos over here. Tomorrow's what? Wednesday? No, on Thursday, I'll bring my photos. I want to discuss issues connected with me. Are you willing to do so? Okay, do you want me to do a separate Scrabble throw in case you want to communicate anything other than this? Okay, so I'll close this session and start the next one in the Scrabble throw. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are starting the next session because she says she'd like to speak. So we are just going to ask what she wants to say. Okay, so I'm going to do a Scrabble throw and I'll let you speak because I don't know what you wish to say. I will just allow the Scrabble pieces to fall, and whatever you wish to say, I'll check with the pendulum what you want to say. Okay? This one don't make it very long because I'm like still recuperating and I'm guessing you're too. So Okay, so I'll just make the throw right now. Okay, so let's see what they want to say. So, okay, whoever is on the pendulum who has passed over, no more in the human body, no voice, no form, whatever you wish to tell through Scrabble, so please go ahead and do so. That's all we've got. Okay. Didn't get too much. Let's see what it is. I don't know what this is. June. JUNE. June gel. C June gel. Oh, this, all this on my hand. Yes, you have put this because by mistake I didn't lock my one night I didn't sit and double lock my door. You've come and drill my whole hands. Feet also maybe. So today we have little of it has come out. C June gel. God knows who this C is. I think it's trying to say clone or clone. My clone is available. They're waiting to get rid of me so they can put the clone in place. That's why my home was broken into. Girija and me. Girija has been replaced. Ritika has been replaced. I'm still around. Gel UNECE. JECE. They want to grab this apartment of mine. Why you don't understand? This is not your grandpop's property. This apartment of mine, I'm not Benam. I'm very much Jaya, Kanyalal, Hukumat Rai, Gurmukh JAYA.ADVANI, provided for by my father. Shirdi Sai Baba does not allow us to take anything. He tells us to donate, not to grab. So whatever I'm living in is provided for, not by your grandpop's property. Okay? It is because my father from business has earned it. And shame on you, fire on you, because you've already stolen 60 lakhs of mine, breaking my locker behind my back. Shame on you. Don't keep calling me Benam, because when I go to the spirit realm, I'll teach you a lesson. You won't know whether you're coming or going. You understood? Have some shame. So all this, I told you, they're trying to grab my stuff. So they keep putting all this and spoiling my biometrics. They thought I was murdered and I was cloned. But when I went for my passport in 2022, the lady at the passport office says, but this biometrics are matching. So I said, if my biometrics won't match, then what the hell will it happen? But if you keep putting things on my hands to cut my hands, the way you've been doing it, how can the biometrics then work? You have been cutting my fingers, cutting my this desperately. So that's why I'm telling you, your Illuminati is redundant. It is only as good as the people who are in there, having criminals with face replicas, whether in the United Nations, whether in the human rights, whether any bloody organization, including the Illuminati. You are not God. You are an organization that has put itself together to be caretakers of the whole society worldwide. Right? Keep one eye open and make sure no one's taking extra advantage. But how have you sorted crime? You compare crime versus population. Show me a decrease and show me an increase. Show me honest earnings. Overnight you can be a billionaire. Yeah, murder anyone and grab his assets. Anyone can become a billionaire, but a fool will do that. So, what you present, what your component is, even you don't know. Even you don't know. This idiot has put it down as my home is leased. It's not leased. Even this can't spell it correct. I'm a owner of this apartment. I own my apartment. The whole bloody stamp duty registration, 4 lakhs 47, how much? 74,000. 474,000. 474,000 rupees. Little chutur putur, it's not so expensive, it's not so much money. But the point is that percentage of what this apartment is worth shows that the apartment is how much I've spent. It is my demand drafts from my bank account I've taken out. You create clones, you can't sort who the clones are. You are stealing from me. How dare you? You sort the cloning issue. Stop clowning around and don't drag my stuff. This is the height of desperation. In the middle of the night, you come and sit and gel my hands. All the time you're sitting talking crazy shit. No, you're crazy. You need a fucking psychiatrist. I've been provided for by my father. This piece of shit needs to be caught. This piece of shit has got 49 into 4. You guys. 44s are how much? 160. 9 4s are how much? 36. So 196. You guys not can pata for all this dirty shitty behavior. Don't take my stuff. I am the only authority. My dad has put the stuff for me in my name, bought my stuff, and I'm a baby. You understood? You are a nobody. And don't keep bunking into my home when you're not invited. All the time breaking locks. Useless. I don't live on lease. I own my apartment. Did you understand? This apartment I own. I'm not a PG. I'm not ISI. My background is business. My grandfather was a zamindar. Whatever has been spoken about me is the truth. My grandfather is from Sindh. He migrated to Bombay 4 years before partition. He's Hadith. He's got a huge ancestry before him. My father has done a business, small one in Bombay, done very well for himself in his capacity. You're stealing his stuff. How dare you? No, it's not okay. It's not okay. She's telling you this EC is mine. All the time trying to steal. She's telling this mad person, whoever this J is, ये J जो कोई भी है पागल ही है. She's telling you one ECE, mine. L means her. Her is who? Me. Keep rolling your R's. I own this property, it's not yours. You understood? She's talking French with you. You're a Frenchie. I am Indian. Auntie, my papa has earned this money. It's his business money. J Kan Neil, पता नहीं क्या है, Neil क्या है. I don't know whether she's trying to say you're blue blood or whatever. So maybe this J is blue blood. Don't take my stuff. I don't care. I'm not interested in the bloodline. What is mine is mine. Stop sponging off and stop being a parasite. Kani is my father, but not spelled this way. Kani. So maybe this J has shapeshifted for Mr. Kani, but he hasn't earned my father's money. My father's earned his money, not you. You have arrived on the scene in later years. After all the settling has happened, you have entered post 1993, post 91. By then, all my assets, my shares, my equity was already bought by my dad for me, my sister, and himself. You've arrived on the scene later on. First and foremost, you need to pay rent for 1. Taking my father's identity, 2. Using his assets, 3. Again, further trying to misappropriate. Come on, you need to pay up. Maybe he has gone shapeshifting for Mr. Naren Lekhraj too. I don't know. Or his son, Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj's father, Rajan Naren Lekhraj. His grandfather, Mr. Naren Lekhraj, and Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj, who's no more. So perhaps this J went cunningly and screwed around with Cotton World also, that he has played the role of Kani also in my home. Now he's chasing tail, trying to grab this. It's not yours. Sometimes pretending to be Kabir, sometimes pretending to be Ramesh Advani. The real Mr. Ramesh Advani, my reading says, had a near nervous breakdown. It's not possible to make a man have a near nervous breakdown unless you've not played filthy with him. And you have to have done so pretending to be his son, pretending to be somebody he really trusts, because that's how you people have been playing it. You wear the skin, identity stealing of people within the family, and then you screw over the rest of the family from that place only. I'm tired of saying the same thing. You've been repeating yourself and doing the same thing over and over again from the very beginning, I think 86 onwards. Okay? It's not okay. I don't know. Nuke is Nuke, but this is Nuce. You're trying to change my identity, calling me Benam. I'm not Benam, I'm Advani. She's talking to you in French. Why you are trying to change my identity? I'm Indian. I'll show you my photos tomorrow and I'll let my mom talk. My mom in a previous lifetime was Queen Anne. In this lifetime, she looks anything but Queen Anne. I'll show you tomorrow. This whole lot of them are returning to earth now within no time. They're all going to be born on earth in some pet form or the other, no human form. They're here for, she says 15 years, I say she doesn't tell the timeline. So it may be much lesser than 15 years. I defy you, you go around the whole world, identify those souls who have left the body, who are returning as a pack in different animal forms. Identify, and not what you have stolen the genomes. You steal genomes, those Atmas are not coming to live the same face they've already done. Nobody comes to wear old clothes. Even you must be shopping and changing your clothes, or you wear the same old, rattered, tattered hand-me-downs. What do? These guys wear new clothes, no hand-me-downs. So they're not going to be returning to those forms. Those are considered discarded hand-me-downs. They're going to be returning in whatever form that is God given to them, my dear, which is for their highest good. I defy you to identify who they are. I'm even telling you, they've told me they're coming to be reincarnated in the animal kingdom. I defy you to go find them. They're the same souls you got rid of and played dirty with. They're returning. And they're here for a very specific purpose. But not one of them is going to be born into the human form, is what she says. So you do your part, identify, go around the world and find out where you can find my full lot who you got rid of stealth mode. I'm even telling you, giving you the biggest hint and pointer. They're all being born as some form of, some kind of a pet for different owners. You want to nuke me? No nuking me. Okay. Again we got Lee. Juicely Choosely. Lee he Lee. So maybe his real name is what? Lee? J? Actually you are Lee? Lee? UCL is what? From LA, right? So my cousin Umesh Hingorani studied at UCL A. UCL, no, UCLA. Maybe he knows somebody in the United Nations, so he takes advantage of it. I don't know who C is over here. Maybe he's connected, latched on desperately onto my cell phone. He's from the EU. Or maybe he has latched on to many people's phone and he talks on telephony and lies about people. I'm no helper, my dear. I'm owner. Ownership home. This residence is mine. That loser class comes into my home and spoils it by putting vapor and all God knows dirty, smelly, sticky stuff. Whose grandpa's property you think this is? You stop lying on the telephone, you understood? If people like you are connected with United Nations, then what is going to happen to the world with these cheap tactics? EC? Which EC? Maybe he had a cleaner's job before in the EU. That's why there's one version of Cubs he keeps calling me his helper. No, mister. I'm no helper. Mr. Kabir Gupta is my cousin brother. We belong to a business background. Till shapeshifters come into Mr. Kabir Gupta's place, and if you are from the EU, you have no idea about Indian relationships and what cousins are to each other. So first you have gone taken somebody else's identity. Second, you have insulted their cousin sister, who otherwise are treated like their real sisters. I'm no cleaner, I'm no helper, and I don't help you. You get your head checked, go to a psychiatrist if you have to. You understood, or you are going to jail. Don't send your lousy duplicates and spies and whatever intelligence or whatever the hell they are, agents, to mess my space up. Or you're going to be in a lot of problem with your own United Nations. You understood? He was a cleaner over there. Now he's shape-shifting for Cubs, I have a feeling. Because that's the only guy with that face who has called me a helper. Or called somebody a helper. Not me a helper, called somebody else a helper. The term helper is not an Indian one. I own my apartment, and 80,000 in this complex, not even our parking. An open car park is worth 80,000 bucks. Even that is worth at least 3 times the value of 80,000 bucks. Who is it who has helped you from the builder office? I'd like to know. Suman and Deepa. Staff at Purvankara. What is all this nonsense? What is with this registration offices? You don't want to do a proper job. Don't take my money. Don't lie about me. Don't you dare call me Bena. You will be born as parasite bacteria. वही नर्क होता है. फिर तुम पहचान लो अद्वैत क्या होता है सही तरीके से, बेनाम सही तरीके से क्या होता है, होमोजीनियस जो तुमको बनना है कैसे बनवाते हैं. दूसरों के हैंड मी डाउन आइडेंटिटी थीफ तो करते हैं, उसको शॉर्ट नहीं कर रहा है. अब तुमको कोई ड्रेस चेंज ही नहीं देंगे. ऑल द पैरासाइट लुक द सेम, बैक्टीरिया ऑल्सो लुक्स द सेम. यू विल बी होमोजीनियस ऑल्सो. Advait also, grab also anything. What identity? बनो, बेनाम ही बन के रहो ना. Have you ever heard a bacteria being called? Hello, क्या नाम दूँ? Mary, Jade, Claire, Deepa, Suman, कब्बू, कब्स. कभी सुना है? Ever heard? Bacteria and parasite having names. So if you're going to misbehave in this manner, that's what you will get as an outcome, because you will be deemed fit behaviorally for that kind of life. So get your act together and stop messing around with my home. You understood what you were told? तुम समझा हम क्या बोला? I don't know if C is for that who shapeshifted for Suchitra JAYA.ADVANI as early as 1986. Because that's the only one who has a battalion that is of shapeshifters that's apparently not great. The other reading that I did, talking about some key people who have been shapeshifting, that recording is as a separate video. I could just add both of them together since there seems to be some kind of a convergence. Nick Nixie Nickel, if that's the lady we're talking about for Suchitra JAYA.ADVANI, so if this is just Chitru or Chitra, I don't even know what the name is, connected with cotton green, then maybe this is indirectly connected to this. There is someone who gets triggers and murders at a trigger. It's just a trigger. and has done a lot of damage. Added to it is cloning. Something from another country, not from this country. I don't know whether, I don't think it is a European or an American issue. She's saying it's from the Middle East. Cloning cracked with somebody's humongous amount of money without much requirement for justifying actions to outsiders. So mostly it should be a king or a kingdom. So plenty of money. You must say then the answerability or the responsibility for answering. You know how you are answerable to somebody. It is there, but not as much as it would be for people who are elected in government, for how much ever the term is, and it is a people's decision. So the money is from that kind of a land. That person has to be Illuminati. Except if you look at his position, her position vis-a-vis his land, if he stands out with too much money and too many people in his land don't have the resources he has, then it is very few people against a huge battalion of those who are have-nots. Wherever the majority is, if the mind turns, they can very well get rid of that who has and put their clone in over there. That becomes a rear door entry to all his resources and his entire network. Since the clone will always be from the bottom of the pyramid, requiring money, masses, the loyalties, the sword on the neck, ensures that he works for the people, pretending to be everything he is not. Also, a clone, one clone replacing an original, that one clone itself can have 100 more clones for him. And there can be a churning that happens. It is not from India, it is not homegrown in India. It is widespread, but its inception is from somewhere else. And that's the biggest weapon that has been used. The ones with a criminal tendency, not getting caught for a pretty long time, now have taken it to a completely different level. It does require military intervention, military action. There's no other way. Okay, this is the second time this is at least the fifth time I get about loony. So if you put it in, the triggers, the sudden trigger, and then loony. It's talking about a behavioral pattern. Who to put it on, I don't know. You better do your job. They have gotten rid of a lot of key people. If you still think this is a joke, okay. Neck, so they are connected with, if this is about Nick and a boy called Louis. We used to listen to the song Modern Talking, Louis. I don't know if it was Father Louis, I don't know. So if this is connected with that song, Louis, Modern Talking, that was on the back of some version of JAYA.ADVANI. So that is connected to Ramesh and Nikhil, but they're shapeshifters. For Mr. Ramesh Advani and Nikhil Advani, shapeshifters probably connected to Spain only. So I'm going to join this video, even though I said I'm keeping it separate. I'm going to join this video with the previous video that I have done, connected with Billionaire Bunker. EC is your election commission, I told you, responsible for Mr. Siddharamaya's win in Bangalore. He's not from here. English EU. English EU. Is he Neil? Okay, so he could be blue-blooded, but then blue-blooded has its own requirements. J Cell new. Have they taken him underground? Is it a mobile telephone or is it about putting them underground in a cell? My question was whether those who worked in Billionaire Bunker, if all of them are alive. Or has somebody been taken underground because they are removing people during the crew shooting or then doing away with them completely? Lean is Lean, but okay. So he's a thin boy, he's not a fat boy. He has played the role of Kani also. He is shapeshifted for my father. For my father, he's apparently blue-blooded. So maybe these people are used to high lifestyles, but then their earnings then are their own type. I don't know. This is what I was telling you. I was telling you about your. It's not to insult anybody, but to bring to your notice that what you are promoting around the world, it hasn't worked for you. India is a prosperous country. It is also prosperous by way of its following the law of karma. Calling them yuva, making them juveniles, spoiling their chances for the future is not the way forward. Learn from your mistakes, don't spread it like an infection to other countries. This is what I have been telling you over and over again. If that is blue blood, and this is what the reading is saying, you want the yuvas also to end up as criminals? What you want? You have been blindly supporting everything that frankly is bad karma and justifying it cheaply, like you have no ability to actually govern. I think in lieu of Chitru and Nikhil, Jay has come on the scene. This has got to do with Ramesh Advani, Suchitra Mirchandani Advani, and Mr. Nikhil Advani. In lieu of them, Nikhil Advani is no more in the body. Suchitra Mirchandani Advani was removed in 1986. Mr. Ramesh Advani is supposed to have, at some point in time, had a nervous breakdown. At the hands of whom and where? I have not seen him apparently after 2010, yet I have seen him in a couple of places. He's always staring at me. Point is, no, you don't call me Bena. You don't do that. You clean your fucking house. You don't throw your trash on me. Had stopped putting this bloody fucking glue that's tearing my fingers apart. I have to give my biometrics. Don't try all these shitty tricks trying to steal stuff from me. You understood? I'm not Anita, I'm Jaya. Whether I scratch my stomach with a left hand or right hand, you don't know what is with my fingers? How you expect me to scratch my stomach with these fingers? What you expect? You're the height of desperation. What you expect? You want me to scratch my fingers with these fingers and tear them more? I can't do that. I don't want to feel your bloody pain. Alright? I work to ensure my situations are as pleasant as possible. You do your own work. You can't expect to pass your 10th standard high school without sitting for an exam and writing your papers. You can steal, but that's only limited up to the human life. The afterlife and your future journey at an atomic level, soul level, does not function that way. So either you do your work or then get what is due to you according to your earnings, not from me, but from where it is given from the spirit realm. You take the responsibility of it. And all those who support you with all your nonsense activity, they are not fit for life, frankly telling you. They are wasting human life. So it is going to them only, Chitru and Nikhil. Ramesh Vacha's name is not here, but it is Chitru who has Suchitra Mirchandani Advani and Nikhil Advani who are no more. Jay comes from that pack of the shapeshifters for dead people. I am the original Jaya.ADVANI Advani. Okay? By birth and by upbringing. No stealing. JLUCENE. This boy has gone to Lucerne also, Switzerland. I don't know if there is a version of my father who was connected with LJ in any way. LJ Kani. My father would not deal with LJ hooker and all. His duplicate would be involved because his name is not spelled properly, plus my father doesn't know all this. And my father's name is Kani, not Cunee. That means this is stolen identity. Anyway, whoever is hiding under my body is called terrorist, not Illuminati. So whoever is involved in this activity of bullshitting and merging the bodies with technology under the body, you have been called terrorists. Even if you are part of the Illuminati, you are not fit to be part of the Illuminati. Okay? Whoever is connected with under my body, you have been deemed a terrorist. So whoever from Illuminati entertains you, they should know who they are entertaining. If it is by free will and they know who they are entertaining and they are okay with it, all right, then that's by free will and that's their choice. They're free to do so. But if they are not well attuned to what has happened, then maybe it's an eye-opener. It's their choice what they want to do, how they want to deal with the situation. There's a version of my mother when we used to go to the tailor. She used to use the word "nucky," which means she used to talk about pouty also and nucky also. So pouty in English means to pout. You know, like frog lips which come out. To pout, pouty lips, pouty lips. So she used to talk about pouty, which is a Hindi thing for asking for a little bill. The other thing she used to talk about nucky with the tailor also. That used to be opposite your GPO at VT. So there used to be a tailor in the by-lane market which goes in. And you know, when we have, let's say, dandiya or we have like something, we want to get a blouse stitched, it's some wedding or something, so we need to get our blouse stitched. So it's difficult to find tailors in Bombay, or at least where we're living in South Bombay. So she knew this one tailor who was doing tailoring business down in some rickety building. So we used to go to him and ask him to do the blouse for us. So at that time she has used these words like nucky and used the word pouty. हाँ pouty दो, नहीं तो you know nucky ये time पे देगा, nucky बोलो उस दिन पे, you know, the tailoring will be done and for sure you will. Nucky means to be absolutely, you know, sure that you're going to hand over the goods on the day and time you say you're going to. That's what nucky means. So I don't know if J is connected to them in some way, and if there is a girl also with these initials connected with this. So this lady has shapeshifted then for my mom also, and shapeshifted for maybe Chitru auntie also, maybe Ritu also, maybe Binu also, we don't know. They're very good in, they just present themselves as the original. It's very difficult to figure it out. So this is what nucky is, if this is what it means. Juni is the Shahani's daughter. Their parents are no more. Millie and Juni. Shahani. But Juni is a tall girl. She's very fair. And Their parents are very nice, Millie and Junie. So I think we must ask about Junie. Millie is supposed to be no more. I don't know, we'll ask. It was about Junie Millie. Her husband Rajan for sure passed away, a man much older than her, with 4 children. But her husband Rajan, if you look at it, also looks like Rajan Primlani. Not her husband, she married a Marwari boy. Her older sister Millie married a man. His looks are similar with light eyes to Rajan Primlani, married to Sunita Primlani. One generation ahead of us. My dad's generation. I'll ask. Hi, anyone over here? So over here, are we talking about Junie Shahani? That is Millie, her younger sister Junie. So are you talking about Nari and Saroj Shahani's daughter? Nari uncle and Saroj auntie from Miramar. Their daughter. Now, is Millie in her human body today? The older daughter of Nari uncle and Saroj auntie from Miramar, is she in her human body today? Is she still alive in the human body? She had 4 children with a man called Rajan. Rajan is in his human body today, the man she was married to. Millie had how many children? 3 children with him, 4 children with him. They live on Marine Drive. Millie lives with her children, at least shows she lives in Marine Drive. On Marine Drive, somewhere close to BCA Club, opposite BCA somewhere. That Millie is alive, the real Millie Shahani, that is Saroj auntie and Nari Shahani's daughter. Is she alive? This Junie who has been represented over here, is she alive? Is Junie alive? Junie Shahani got married to some Marwari guy. So, the real Junie Shahani, is she alive today? You are saying the girl who has played Chitru or who has played, you're saying someone has shape-shifted for Junie? You're saying Junie got a replacement? Junie Shahani got a replacement? C stands for Chitru. Kani is a replica of the real Kani. N is got to do with, let's just say, the duplicate for the real dead Mr. Left the human body. NIKHILADVANI. You're saying that nexus overtook and placed people in everybody's place, barring a few. So you have given hints that the guy that has given us modern talking, Brother Louis Louis Louis, is the song. You're saying this is that version of Nick Nixie Nickel of that time, in those years, sometime in the early 90s. You're saying a lot of people have been replaced by that network. Lots of the Advani originals were replaced by that network, is what you're trying to say. Junie also is one of them. Millie also is one of them. Millie Shahani is one of them. Okay, anyway, this network that is replacing people who are from the original birth, even though they're calling me Benam, am I Benam? Are they calling me Benam primarily because I am from an original network of the Advanis who they have decimated a lot of people and replaced them? Is that the reason why they've recorded it as Benam, to cover their own crime and criminal tracks? In our network, very few people have been left behind. Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're trying to tell the authorities? Have they been taking the cues from the criminals actually, who have been digressing them, diverting them? No, that process has not yet started. Okay, but this effort of talking via the pankha, is it a diagnostics trying to change the story and upload it as evidence on the SATA drive, that is falsify evidence? Something real happening on the video vis-a-vis what they're chirping away from the pankha, or were chirping away from the pankha, the fan? Okay. Can I shut this reading now, darling? Can I close it? Thank you so much for your time, sweetie. I'm going to close this reading for now. I need to take a break. Okay, baby? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is our second cousin, Junie and Millie Shahani. Very good people. So she's got a clone for her. She's got a duplicate for her. She has shapeshifted for her at some point in time. Pretty sad. Anyway, we shut this off here and now. Okay?